Ark Primal Nemesis, one of the super hard mods that we have in Ark Survival Ascended. So I tried to complete this in 100 days, and this is how it went. I spawned on a remote island. It was pretty void of life. This was good. This would give me a second to gather my bearings. I peacefully got to work to do some gathering, but quickly noticed there was no berry spawning, and I was getting hungry. I managed to kill myself a normal lystro, and then an alpha lystro. Then, using the alpha skin, I made myself my first bit of alpha hide armor. Finally, at the far side of the island, after so much searching, I found some bushes I could finally eat. I made the rest of my gear and crafted a primal spear in case things got a little bit sticky. There wasn't many dinos, but the ones I did find, they were killed. I actually just needed off this chunk of land, and a raft was my only option. I found a high-level turtle. The plan was to kill it, but this beast was eating spears until it literally digivolved into a porcupine. It then passed out. Because my spear was actually laced with narcotics, I tamed up a moss chop I had seen earlier and fought another turtle. And then with the hide, I crafted myself a raft. This journey was to be done in style, and one of the Primal Nemesis rafts gave me just that. I waited for my turtle to tame up, and once it was up, I gathered everyone on the boat and we set off. I needed a nice piece of remote land to call our base spot. As I was searching, I realized this was actually an epic start so far. I was feeling really confident. After visiting a few islands, I finally found a mid-sized one that I liked, and I immediately started killing any potential spawn points with multiple thatch foundations. The thought of a modded dino spawning in my base and eating my head had me a little bit panicked. I started plotting the base of my base. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Yeah, good English. Then I made some narcotics. My farm was set, and I had vanilla dinos and a base spot. Day 1 was a massive success, but now I needed some crystal. I set out to get some crystal at a spot that I knew, so this was kind of safe for me as I knew the way there, as it was a low-level area, or so I believed. On my way, I passed my first kaiju, a volcanic, but I wasn't getting distracted. I had a mission, and your boy was gonna keep to the plan. I arrived at the crystal spawn and harvested what I could carry. I had to be quick. Danger was actually everywhere. How was this a beginner zone? Immediately, I used my crystal to make an awesome spyglass, so now I could see everything. On my return to the base, I stopped by a small piece of land where I harvested some of the Nemesis ores. These would come in handy in the future. This little side quest for crystal was actually going to really pay off. I was halfway to my base when suddenly, something jumped out of the water and I got spooked. A vanilla Shastasaurus thought it was a good time to do a backflip. How nice of you. I arrived at the base and put my ores to smelting and tried to figure out what I needed for alpha kibble. I forced my turtle to poop her heart out till I could get enough fertilizer for my crops. Setting up some raw carrots for the alpha kibble, all I needed now was kinda like some vanilla eggs. I built up my base a little more, then I set out to find some obsidian. I went past Kaido Island and to a certified obsidian spawn and harvested what I could carry, making some structures with the excess materials for the base. I was traveling back to base, gliding over the water in my boat. Then an alpha elite sickness. This mofo hammered into my raft, shaking the very wood that I stood on, but I managed to skim away, only taking a single strike. Yes, I am a pro, only one strike, baby. The next few days were spent building my base. It took some farming and a lot of time, but I wanted an actual real base this time. And finally, my turtle actually laid an egg while I was building. This was going to be huge for my first kibble production, but I needed to get the task of this base out of the way. I couldn't get distracted because if I don't do it now, I'd be living in a trash can. I can't even lie. I never finished bases, so this was going to be one of those rare times where I actually did finish my base. I set up a bit of a composting area and more crops to start growing, getting an egg for my moss chops as well, putting us at 2 eggs now. During one of my farming runs, I noticed some crystal right across from my base. So yeah, I went all the way across the map for no reason like a bozo. My farming was upped with metal tools I had made for my benches, giving me faster gathering output. I ended up taming a mating pair of dodos, so them eggs would be popping. Then I knocked out an alpha pelagornis, so I'd have a pending flyer once my crops grew and I could make some kibble. I finished farming what I needed, then I got back to the base. I popped the chickens in their chicken coop, I continued the base build, and after a few days of housekeeping, I was done. Well, kind of, but hey, what can I say? Now look, Nobody, absolutely nobody, can say Steph Lyon doesn't build bases. You see this? You see? Yeah, that's a base! Finally, at the start of day 5, the base was fully finished, and to be honest, I was proud of all of this. I had a real base, not some box or foundations with 2 walls, so I gave myself a pat on the back, and now it was time to get myself some alpha blood and tame my first alpha. Getting the blood wasn't too hard. And I used it to make myself some kibble with my newly grown raw carrots and set off to tame my bird. It had woken up by the time I got there, but it kinda kept its KO food, so when I knocked it out again, it was basically ready to go. Our first alpha tame, not too shabby. I fought a turtle for some keratin. I risked passing a demonic bee to find myself a female alpha, but I found nothing. I just did the sketchiest move ever for no reason. Upset, I went back to the base, but on my way, I found a female alpha Lysho to tame. My goals were all achieved now. I was progressing pretty smoothly. This was my best ever start in a 100 days challenge, and I was pretty excited. I set up an oviraptor that I had tamed. I put it in a cage, put it on wander so our egg production would go up. I saddled up my Pelagornis and set off. We needed a combat alpha, so I wanted to set out before dawn. I searched for ages and ages, but nothing. After not finding a combat dino, I went back to the base to make more kibble and some more tranks with the blood I got from killing some apex dodos. Then I remembered, now that I have a bird, I could actually showcase my build. So yeah, that's my house. It's pretty cool, right? I upgraded my gear, made some alpha arrows and kibble, and set out to find myself a tame. I came across a low-level female pteranodon, so I decided to tame her as it would be a faster bird and it's a chance for more alpha eggs. I ended up taming an alpha dodo as well with my last kibble. This had to work out so I could move to the apex tier, so this dodo better start laying some eggs. Steady progression, this was going good. Now we just needed the eggs, like that's all we needed were eggs. And to welcome me back to the base, our Lysho laid an alpha egg. For once, my Ark fortunes were good, too good. I went out to get some alpha hide for my PT saddle because I needed to upgrade to my new flyer. I found no better flyers or combat dinos. I was getting a little bit upset about this, it's been a few days now. So I farmed some hide, and after some searching, I ended up taming another alpha dodo just to up my egg production. When I traveled back to base, I arrived to 2 more alpha eggs. I imparted my new dodo, then I imparted 2 of my babies, but then by mistake, I had 2 babies, then suddenly I had 1 baby. I don't even know what happened, but oh well. I crafted up the PT saddle, and now I was fast. Still squishy, but fast. I went more inland to see if anything interesting was spawned. Another search, but nothing was found. I did see a few new spawns that were nice, but they were way out of my league, so I just returned to base. I was going to focus on getting myself more kibble and stocking up on tranks. I needed to be ready, just in case something did spawn. While out exploring, after I had gone for an obsidian run, I found an alpha carno. A low level, but boy, I was tempted. And it got the better of me. Yeah, I tamed the carno. Using my advanced spear chucking techniques, I killed a few creatures nearby for blood and hide. Then got back to base and crafted my alpha carno saddle. I killed some baby dodos and used the prime meat to make myself some kibble. I had seen an apex carno earlier on a different island, so I then set off to tame that apex carno back on that island. The tame was actually super easy. Then I had an apex damage dealer. Nothing special, and it had no saddle, but that was going to be the next grind. Getting alpha blood and hide would be crucial to upgrade my gear and weapons. At the end of day 8, I found the craziest clutch tame ever. A 145 Alpha Rex. Then I realized this was just Ark teasing me. The Rex started fighting an Earth Bronto and it got dispatched immediately. Like I literally sat there and watched it with my own 2 eyes. It was disappointing. But then every disappointment is a blessing. So I used this opportunity to snatch myself some alpha hide before continuing my search for a good tame and apex hide. After a while, I ran into some more apex dinos. They were fighting, and using my super sneak points, I stole myself more hide. I was amazed at how good I was at doing this. Like I was actually going so close to death and I wasn't getting attacked. It was pretty weird. I finally went back to base and crafted myself an Apex Carno saddle. I could try take on some stronger enemies now. Farming Apex blood and hide was going to be the main goal of this, and with my newly crafted Apex kibble, I was ready to set out. I found a decent bow in a drop, which changed the trajectory of my journey. I searched and searched, till I almost gave up, but then I got sidetracked taming myself an Apex Pteranodon, which actually helped me stumble onto a dead Kariknos. I had Poly now. I could make myself an SCS terminal. If I was quick, this would quadruple my egg collection. On my way back, I also found a low-level Apex Rex. It didn't need that much kibble, so I just had to do it. I just had to. I'm impulsive. I know, look, I'm impulsive. I know, what can I say? I managed to also tame a female Apex Pteranodon. I spent quite a while throwing spears, but I think I lost my premium spear skills and I had to resort to baiting the PT to attack me. But this helped me get a mating pair of them, so I wasn't too mad, plus I had some kibble left. It was time to go to the island and do some work. After setting out dinos in my base, I realized I needed oil for my SCS terminal. So I set out not really knowing how or where to find oil on this map. I was playing on 4 Glar and I didn't really know the map like the back of my hand. Then I came across a rock elemental, and if my memory served me well, I could potentially get oil from it, but I had to kill it. I decided, death or glory. And I went all in to kill the rock golem. But roughly 0.6 seconds in, I realized I was gonna get cooked. So I tried to run, but I kept getting stuck. I broke free and I plunged into the water. They couldn't swim, so I wanted them to actually sink into the abyss. The stupid piles of rubble, they're gonna sink. But by dumb luck, such freaking dumb luck, there was a damn Baslo in the water. A vanilla Baslo right beside me in the water. I don't know what I did to deserve this favor, but I took it. I killed the Baslo and got more oil than I'd ever need. Things kept going my way. I was actually getting really scared. Why were things going right? I farmed some more mats and crafted myself a fabricator. I would need this later on in this 100 days. Pearls were the last thing on my agenda, so I set out to the only spawn I knew to pick some up. I dropped down into the water and picked what I found. I needed more, but I was kind of hearing some sounds that I kind of didn't like, and being the scaredy cat that I am, I fled. I went back to base. I just couldn't do it, Back at the base, I just needed to wait for metal to smelt. My base was getting filled with dinos, and I was getting more confident out there. And now, it was day 10. It was time to upgrade to my grown Apex PT. I placed down our new terminal to streamline all our needs for poop and egg production. Luckily, our terminal placement just covered everywhere we needed, so I potted everything up. I grabbed some new armor, saddled up the PT, and headed out for an obsidian run. This PT had more weight than my alpha, and it was way faster. I got to Kaido Island and farmed, but there was this demonic wyvern who kept taunting me like I don't know what his problem was, and after a while he won. I got scared and I ran away, man. I wasn't taking any chances during this 100 days. I set all my farm to smelt, made some more armor, and set out to farm some blood and scout for a male Apex Rex. I killed a few Brontos and got a heap of blood, but found nothing worthy to tame. So heading back to base, I stocked up on kibble and set back out again. I came across a low-level breeding pair of Apex Aloes, but you guys know me, man. I'm stupid, so I tamed them. They were close to some dangerous creatures, so I had to risk it all. And these guys were low levels, but I still did it anyway. I took a few hits, but after a while, I managed to pull off the tames. One got attacked while it was unconscious, but I don't know if it lost some effectiveness, but now I had a fighting mating pair. I quickly set back out to base, feeling a bit happier now. I had something that was kind of okay to use to start breeding for the boss fight. But then that's when I saw it. Flying laps around my island, a demonic wyvern. This couldn't be happening. On day 10, how was I going to get rid of this? It was way faster than anything I had. How could I lure this away without dying? I was in trouble, as you can hear.
Nah. Oh, hell no. What? How did it spawn here? There's not even a spawn here. How do I fight this? How do I fight this? Hey yo, please fly. I'm gotta stay in render range. If I stay in render range, maybe he's gonna fly away. I gotta pot everything up because it's gonna be able to destroy my whole base. It can actually destroy my whole base. So this is actually just an L, man. And I thought I was doing good. I just came out with 2 Allosaurus, a mating pair. I thought I was gonna be okay. This is not good. This is actually not good. Oh my god. I thought this area was safe. I've never seen one here before. Hey, no. GG's. Oh, bro. No. Wait, hold on. Let me get everything in pause. Everything has been paused. Okay, well, it's safe. It's safe enough for now. I think I'll be okay. Great way to end off my, bruh. Great way to start off day 10. Day 10, perfect. Like, 10 days in when we made all this progress. And look at this. This is cool focus. Nah. Stop. Oh man, I stay out of rain. Oh, this is so bad. This is absolutely so bad because this is an actual server, so everything is still moving. Even if I can't see it, it's still moving.
After my little freak out, I popped out my aloes and let them breed. All while looking out for that wyvern. I was willing to sacrifice my Pelagornis or my raft, but I tried to do the raft first. I needed to get this thing away from the base.
Okay, from the time I hatched my eggs till now, bro has legit disappeared. Or is he just too high and I can't see him because I'm too low? Because he was right here when I was looking last time. Then he disappeared. Did he maybe drown? Maybe he could have drowned? But that's weird. Because the thing is, they're not even supposed to spawn out here. I know that for a fact. They shouldn't be spawning out here. Because it's really weird because I don't have admin privileges because this is obviously an online server. So I couldn't even delete it if I wanted to. You know what? I'm not complaining. I am not gonna complain about that because that scared the dog out of me. I ain't gonna lie to you, it scared the dog out of me. But yeah, it's gone. I'm just curious to where it went and how it just vanished. Because if it's still here and I don't know, and then I keep playing and I put my creatures back out, and then it just spawns again and goes Kamehameha on my base, or hits me with its fireball jutsu, I'm so freaking screwed.
I returned to what I had planned, which was being green. I made myself a wind turbine, and now power was in my base and it was all clean energy. Look at me helping the environment.